In 1963, Martin Luther King penned a letter from a Birmingham jail. In it, he discusses the white moderate. He says, and I quote, "I must confess that over the last few years, I have been gravely disappointed with the white moderate. I have almost reached the regrettable conclusion that the Negro's great stumbling block in his strive towards freedom is not the white Citizens Council lair or the Ku Klux Klaner, but the white moderate, who is more devoted to order than to justice, who prefers a negative peace, which is the absence of tension, to a positive peace, which is the presence of justice, who constantly says, I agree with the goal you seek, but I can't agree with your methods of direct action, who paternalistically feels he can set the timetable for another man's freedom, who lives by the myth of time, and who constantly advises the Negro to wait until a more convenient season. Shallow understanding from people of goodwill is more frustrating than absolute misunderstanding from people of ill will. Lukewarm acceptance is much more bewildering than outright rejection." The moderate of 1963 is both very similar and very different to the white moderate of today. The white moderate of today hears Black Lives Matter and retorts with All Lives Matter, when it's not all lives that are experiencing extrajudicial killings at the hands of police that have never been served and protected by law enforcement, but rather have been harassed and subjugated. The white moderate of today decries looting and rioting, caring more about property damage than the loss of life. The scores, if not hundreds of men who have been killed from the time of slave catchers of old to the police departments of today. The white moderate of today tells you to pull yourself up from your bootstraps without thinking about how foolish it is to try and pull yourself up from something that's on your feet, without considering the fact that the boots of black and brown people in this country have been devoid of straps or anything to pull yourself from since the inception of our country. The white moderate of today tells me, a veteran, that Colin Kaepernick's protest was disrespectful to the troops and the flag, without realizing that his protest never included a flag at all and had nothing to do with the military whatsoever. The white moderate of today tells you to respect a national anthem whose third verse, which is rarely sung, includes the death of people that look like me who were slaves. The white moderate of today preaches law and order without ever considering how those laws were carefully crafted to keep black and brown people in their place, to uphold an order in which we come last. The white moderate of today comes in many different shapes and sizes, colors and complexions, but they have one thing in common with the white moderate of yesteryear. They want to obscure and confuse. They want discussions, not actions. They equate property to a loss of life. And most importantly, they want to continue the status quo. And while I love you no less as a human being, if you are that person, you need to know you are part of the problem. You are not a part of the solution. If you're not going to be a part of the solution, get out of my way. Because the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. And in the words of Al Green, a change is going to come. Oh, yes, it will. I love you all.